Jonathan Switcher
I'm Sex.
loves to talk to his work.
You know, you're the first thing that I've created that made me feel like an artist.
Don't you like your new scarf?
He never expected
Not especially.
to hear it talk back.
I really think I'm going crazy.
I am so glad you're working here. I never thought they'd hire anyone stranger than me.
You're the only one who can see me like this.
To the rest of the world, he's a disaster.
You're fired.
And she's a dummy.
You are one sick puppy.
But together,
Hey, don't do that.
You weren't so shy when you were creating me.
You weren't so real.
they make magic.
Look at him with the dummy.
Who are you to criticize?
And that new stock boy, I just want you to keep an eye on him for me.
I think I'm gonna handle things my own way. All the girl mannequins disappeared from the windows last night. Film at 11. Yes, my dear, your favorite. She is gone too. Get him! Mine's bigger than yours. Go get him!
You are magic.
He's talking to the dummy again.
Andrew McCarthy, Kim Cattrall,
You know I would never bother you when you're getting a piece of wood.
Mannequin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Beer and Bad Movies.
Ooh, we do that on sync and
That was
shit.
that. We didn't even try.
Yeah.
So, the concept of this podcast, of course, is to talk about bad movies while drinking bad beer. But this isn't really that bad of beer.
Yeah, it's hype beer.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I was told this is like the Korean version of Budweiser.
I like how they printed extra cold on it, assuming that it would be cold, but they had no idea that you like warm beer.
Don't let people know that. No, I don't care.
The irony.
Yeah. So, it's not a bad beer, but usually it would be a bad beer.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about this until these beers are gone. So, as I've said before, there are two people in my lives that are my yin and yang for movie barometers, if you will. Got BK, who is, kind of the movie elitist, if you will.
Oh, there's that bad taste.
I saw your face,
Oh.
bitter beer face.
Yeah.
And then there's you, Richard the Cool, Dick Sassy.
Yeah.
Anytime I bring you a movie, immediately you hate it.
What? I love movies. What are you talking about? I love movies. People know me. I love.
True or false? You hated Wonder Woman.
Oh, I hated it. Oh, are you kidding me? That pile. Pandering pile of...
Yes. We'll talk about that on another day. Now, to me, bad movies kind of goes into three categories. There's the ones that are just bad overall, bad acting, bad dialogue, bad plot. Showgirls, for example, is a bad movie.
Oh, you hated Showgirls?
Hey, I love Showgirls, but we all know it's a bad movie.
Yeah, I was told I'm the hateful one here.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then there is the so good it's bad movies, The Room, Troll 2, Birdemic.
Yeah.
And then to me there are the third movies, which are kind of the cult classics.
Birdemic, is that's the one that Alfred Hitchcock did, right?
Yes, that's right. Miami Connection too.
Yeah.
So, and then there's the third one. There's kind of like the cult movies, the movies that they just don't get a mainstream approval, but yet there is something about them that gets so much attention. And I remember a long time ago, you used to have a bad movie collection.
Oh yeah.
You had Hercules in New York.
Oh dude, I loved it. Any movie I can get my hands on. But that was like that collection was made up of basically a lot of shit I had from VHSs back in the day.
You did have a lot.
That was because my mom was a hoarder also, so it didn't matter how bad the movie was. It's like it's stayed. It could be Tim with Mel Gibson, and it stayed. It didn't matter how old it was, or if it was Warp, if it was Sentinel. She didn't care. She loved it. So I saw all sorts of dog shit.
We know that your mom is a hoarder and that she's Danny DeVito.
Oh yes.
But so today there's one that anytime I think of you and I think of a movie or a bad movie, I think of 1987's Mannequin.
Yeah.
And
it's the gold one. Right?
That's a gold right there. That's solid gold. I remember for your birthday I got you the sequel, Mannequin 2, On the Move.
Yep. That I gotta say that brought so much joy to me for that whole week. That must have drove Kayla crazy.
Yeah, Kayla being his wife.
Yeah.
Yes. So the plot of Mannequin, you could say it's complex, or you could say it's horrible.
Yeah. Mannequin's complex.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice way of putting it.
So Mannequin is about a would-be starving artist who falls in love with a mannequin that he made and then fucks the mannequin throughout the movie.
Well, he didn't necessarily make the mannequin, did he? I mean, it was like, I guess...
He built it. There's the opening scene where he's, like, putting the arms on. And
but I mean, wasn't she, like, some trapped soul from Egypt and shit?
Yes. The full plot is that she was, like, a princess from Egypt.
So wasn't he somehow, like, like divine intervention, kind of...
Maybe, but it's so convoluted and so full of holes. So the actual plot is that this Egyptian princess doesn't want to marry the pharaoh or whoever, so she asks the gods to get her out of this. And then through the opening credits, which is this nice little cute 80s cartoon montage, you see her throughout the ages. She's with the White Brothers and she's with Da Vinci and she's doing all this stuff.
Yep.
And then for some reason she's reincarnated into a mannequin.
Yeah, and contrary to popular belief, there was a lot of white people in Egypt. So I like how that movie shed light on the controversial topic.
Kim Cattrall is one of the whitest women ever.
If you look at the Sphinx, you're like, whoa, Kim Cattrall.
I would hope so.
It's wild, really.
But there's an appeal to this movie. You can actually you can have like a long day. I saw that. You dropped some beer on you.
Uh-huh.
You could have a long day and just be like, hey, Mannequin's on. Let's watch this and laugh. Okay, don't do it on purpose. Don't spill your beer on purpose.
What are you talking about? That's an accident.
Yeah. So like, what are some of your favorite memories of this movie?
Oh, shit. Favorite memories is a ridiculous way of saying that. Let's say your parents couldn't afford a babysitter.
Uh-huh.
And then they're just like, the TV, don't leave this area.
Yeah.
You
didn't want to leave the area. That was the entertainment.
You didn't, So she's like, if you're out of the peripherals of the TV, you're too far.
Yeah.
So, I made sure the Mannequin was on, things like that. Teen Wolf. The good stuff. The stuff that really got your attention. It made you think that maybe there's a different kind of life out there.
Right.
Okay.
So what are some of your favorite memories of this movie? Or do you have a favorite moment? That was a good burp. Oh God.
It didn't stop, did it?
It didn't.
It wouldn't.
I got a burp now too, but it's not because you did.
Really? I did that in remembrance of Ogre. Rest in peace.
I'm pretty sure he's still alive.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I hope he's doing well. 7 blessings
and
to
if
his
you
family.
remember, Ogre didn't win that burp off. Booger did.
Oh, you're right.
God, you're just fucking up left and right. It sure is raining shit on Dick Sassy.
Hey, you know what? Ogre still deserves his cred.
Yeah. All right, we gotta get back to Mannequin. So, to me, I remember all of the montages in this movie.
Oh God, those were humiliating. And talk about a creepy movie that's like
very.
Now that is like the most womanizing movie. But then the creepiest part is he had some I don't know what that guy was. He was very out of control.
Oh, Andrew McCarthy's character?
No, his friend.
Hollywood?
Oh God, that was his name.
Yeah, you don't quite know who these people are as far as in reality.
Was he the voice? Am I wrong? Was that guy the voice of the plant from?
Oh, from Little Shop of Horrors?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Oh, that would make sense. Why else would he get a job?
Yeah. So one half of this movie is that it's a white Egyptian princess travels through time somehow, sort of, and she's reincarnated into a mannequin that is built by this guy named Andrew Winger, something Winger. They call him Winger throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like he's kind of the starving artist type. Like he wants to create. And you see the first montage is that he's, can't hold down a job because he's constantly messing up.
Wasn't the other guy from Revenge of the Nerds in that as well?
Who?
That guy.
You're not helping.
The guy with the glasses, the best friend.
Poindexter?
For God's sake.
Oh, Lewis?
Lewis.
No, he was not in Mannequin.
You sure?
Yes, get off fucking Revenge of the Nerds. We'll talk about that another day. God, not even one beer in. Anyways, so he gets this night job doing the main character Winger. he gets his night jobs creating artistically. I don't know what you want, whatever you want to call them. Of
like the way you
making
pronounce it.
making window displays.
Yes, yeah.
And that's what keeps.
That's divine intervention right there. You see what I mean? Like every time he came up with a new display, people were like, "Oh, whoa, how did he do that?"
And of course, it was her that was doing it.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's divine intervention. Well, we're gonna get to that. Let me finish the plot synopsis of this fucking 80s gem.
Let me shut up. How about that?
Okay, so just like he makes these window displays, which are done with Emmy, which is the name of the mannequin.
Yeah.
And then he spends all night, every night, like messing around this gigantic department store that looks really freaking looks like a gigantic mall.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 or 3 montages of him like dressing up and like hanging out with the mannequin, but at the same time it's all these things to let you know that he's steadily fucking her.
Yeah,
like
it is. It's exactly what it is. It's really creepy, dude. It really is. It's
like,
all an excuse for him to be creepy.
It's well, I don't know if I'd say creepy, but it's just so weird.
Creepy. It's totally creepy.
Well, I mean, she's a human when they have sex, but like the fact that they're like,
but that's like all in his head. Like,
it's not.
Come on, you don't believe that whole thing. Like, someone greenlit that, someone wrote that, and that was one dude's weird idea.
I don't know. There might have been some guy that had a mannequin fetish that wrote this. I don't know. I have to look up the guy. But, like, it's just very... as a kid, when I was watching this, I remember... How did you first see this movie? Where did you first see it?
Ooh, I first saw it... I think I was like 6 years old, and we were at my aunt's house. And my aunt used to own her own beauty salon.
Uh-huh.
So we were there, and they had Mannequin on. And I remember after that, I saw it again on TV. So I was like, I'm going to watch this whole movie all the way through. But yeah, the first time I saw Mannequin, it was interesting as a kid to see this mannequin come to life. It made you feel like, there's something, magical about this movie. Something whimsical. And then the older I got, the weirder and creepier it got. And then I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I think the thing that's creepy is that there's all these weird montages of him just kind of like doing displays. Like I remember there's one part where it's him and he's dressed up like a hoity-toity rich guy with a fake mustache on for some reason.
Yeah. And
he's reading the newspaper. Meanwhile, Kim Cattrall, who she's still really attractive, but like she is fucking smoking in this movie. And she's showing up and she like shows some leg.
I appreciate you kept it in your pants during the podcast.
Yeah. She shows some shoulder, then she shows some leg, and he's kind of like, I'm not in for that.
She's showing shoulder?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And then she just basically flashes him and the camera, and she's wearing this, like, really nice lingerie outfit. Mm-hmm. And, of course, he runs to her. And I'm just like, that's not very subtle. And who does this? I mean, I understand that you have the whole mall to yourself, but, like...
I bet that if they had just checked the back lot of all the mannequins that he had worked on, they would have found holes drilled in all of them.
Oh, man.
I mean, I bet you anything that guy is like, there's a subtle plot going on, an underlying plot. I bet you somehow that guy is related to Buffalo Bill. Don't quote me on it. I'm just saying, cousin, nephew. Where's the movie based out of?
New York.
There you go.
Well, wasn't Buffalo Bill in Virginia?
Is he? Is Buffalo Virginia? I thought Buffalo, New York.
No, it's not New York. Not at all, no.
Hey, well, someone can tell us where the fuck Buffalo's at.
So, now there are other bits to this movie that kind of relate.
Is it Buffalo, Boston?
There's no Buffalo, Boston, you piece of shit.
Okay, I'll show that.
There are other parts of this movie, though, that do catch attention. Like... James Spader is the bad guy. He's like the betrayer.
That's who I was confusing fucking Lewis for.
Okay, yeah.
Or the dude from ER, that pervert. Yeah. He was recently accused for his
there's a side plot that you see is that this department store is dying.
Yeah.
And the window displays is what's catching everyone's attention to come inside and shop.
Yeah.
Which, really that wouldn't happen in reality, but whatever.
Vape?
No.
I'll go fuck myself.
Yes, you will. But it's the James Spader is actually like, he works for the department store. He's like the second in command, really.
Yeah.
But he wants to go and jump over to another department store for, I don't know, money reasons.
Yeah, I remember him acting really out of control. Like, he's really pouring on the
Yeah, he was really wormy in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just so off-putting because like nobody is a character in this movie. They're caricatures.
Mm-hmm. Even
James
the security
Spader's-
guard.
Yeah, yeah. There's a security guard that takes his job way too fucking serious.
But you know, I have known people like that. In fact, Mark.
Oh yeah.
Mark, you know, my dad, fucking, he was a security guard. My mom has a thing for white guys into security, so you better look out. You better look out, Joe.
Fuck you.
She's coming for you. It's like a horror to me. It's like a nightmare from that Schwarzenegger movie, Junior.
Oh yeah, mama.
It's gonna be your face. She's like, say hello to your new brother. No.
Yeah, everyone is a character. The night security guard is a guy that like thinks he's a fucking soldier in the Marines or something. There's like a fight or two with him, and he's got these dogs that are afraid of the mannequin. There you go. One's name is Rambo. I forget what the other one's name. And then you got the bad guy that runs the other department store. And he is, there you go. And he is legit just something straight out of an 80s cartoon. He's talking like this, and his hair is very coiffed, and he's got the big overcoat.
Somehow that guy stole the whole movie.
And James Spader's acting very wormy. And the only, and then Kim Cattrall playing Emmy, she, for someone that has lived throughout the ages, she doesn't know how things work.
Yeah, it's true.
There is a scene in this movie where she's explaining her origin to him, and she accidentally turns on a stereo, and her face lights up. And she goes, "Where do you hide all the musicians?"
I know, that was really.
And I'm just like, you fucking flew with Da Vinci, and you say that you did.
Didn't I see that horrible joke repeated in another movie somewhere? I want to say it's Gulliver's Travel with Jack Bizzle.
What joke?
They're like, oh, there's a bunch of little musicians trapped in the speaker somewhere. I know I've seen that somewhere else.
Maybe
it's a bad joke then, and then
Ninja Turtles 3?
Worse that they fucking
Ninja Turtles 3, where she's in time and she drops her Walkman and it plays it. She says, "I shrunk them down and made them sing," or something. I don't know.
Oh,
maybe that's it.
Are you quoting April O'Neil?
I am.
Oh, jeez.
April .2.
Truly are the end days.
So, do you like this movie, or do you think it sucks?
The Mannequin?
Yeah.
Oh no, it totally sucks. You know,
when I say do you like it or not, I mean like, okay, you've got a gun to your head. Weekend at Bernie's or Mannequin?
Oh, Weekend at Bernie's. It's so, the sexism is so palpable. It's thick. It's so.
It is. Yes,
you
I
can cut it. So
you know that I'm not this big as into politics or I'm just saying politics as you are. But no, yes, this movie Mannequin. There's a very high sex undertone to it that it's almost disturbing to me in certain ways.
Oh yeah, it's almost as bad as Disney.
Like, you're kind of not wrong on that. Mm-hmm. There's that. I remember there's also that bit where they're like in a tent and the tents are going back and forth, and then they fall off the display case, and it's always because they were fucking. And I'm just as a little kid,
Or were they just having fun? I like to believe they're just having fun.
they were playing Yahtzee.
Why do we have to believe the worst? Or I guess that's the best, really.
And then there's also that other scene where they're like pretending to sunbathe, and all of a sudden she like wants him to put some tan lotion on his back, and they start rolling around, and all of a sudden it cuts, and he's with a wooden mannequin, and the security guard's like, "You're one sick puppy."
Oh, yeah. You know what? I agree with the security guard in that one. I remember thinking, man, if I was a security guard, I'd taken out my thing, I'd start thumping him right in the noggin. I would have lashed him up so good.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, yeah. You know me, my tendencies. They would have been so violent.
What's the big... When you think of this movie, what scene comes to mind?
Ooh. When I think Mannequin?
Yeah.
Ooh. I guess I do think... I think that... Shit, I want to say the creepiest scene to me is when seems like that guy is egging him on when he's telling him about this wonderful woman, this mannequin. Like you don't think it's, I don't know about you, but you don't find it creepy at all that the supposed bad guys in this movie are the ones who are telling him like, yeah, dude, it's creepy, or what you're doing is weird.
No, I agree.
Like they were trying to normalize it. Like the bad guys are the people just calling a spade a spade.
Yeah.
And this fucking weirdo's like, why is the world against me? And somehow Hollywood's like, they sympathize. They have a movie for a sicko like this. You know.
I do agree, but I'm not trying to look at this through a political eye. What I'm doing is I'm looking at this through the universe that is this movie. So in this movie, magic is real, and a woman is reincarnated into a mannequin that's only alive when Winger sees her. Any other time. So I do agree that there could be a possibility that whoever wrote this had some weird fetish.
My theory on this is that it's the same theory I have with Batman, which is everyone's in his fucking head. It's all in his head. You know, he's a loon.
But you see that's not how it ends though.
I know, but like Hollywood makes it end like happily ever after.
Yeah.
For the weirdo.
Yeah.
But where is that in real life? In real life, the weirdo gets locked up and gets raped forever after. You know.
Well, I don't really know. You know what's funny is that you keep saying Hollywood, but what makes me laugh is that you mean Hollywood, the film industry, and meanwhile there is an actual character in this movie called Hollywood.
Yeah, well, I've been talking about the character Hollywood.
Oh, sure.
You know what?
Yeah. If you haven't seen
he's
this movie,
ruining the whole industry with his gimmick.
If you haven't seen this movie, there was a kind of sidekick named Hollywood who is this black.
He's enough to make you turn the movie off right away.
Yeah.
If you're not a patient person.
Yes. He's not funny. His character, well, it's funny in a way that it's so bad that you have to look away.
If you're the type who's bad in traffic, you shouldn't see Mannequin. I promise. If you are the type of person who has a gun just in case,
oh my God,
don't see Mannequin.
Oh my God.
If you're the type of person who likes nachos, but with lots and lots of jalapeno, don't see Mannequin.
Anyways, the character of Hollywood is this black, flamboyant, gay guy, but he is like over the top. It's he's wearing, his hair is very coiffed and wild, and he's always wearing outrageous glasses, and he's got these crazy 80 outfits, and there's a whole joke at one point that he takes off his outfit to reveal a nice suit and tie, and he goes, "Don't tell anybody you saw me like this."
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
it was so awful. And that movie was really trying to, like, at the time, I don't know, it was like pandering so bad. The only, what was really gross about it is that it's like the only way we can have a black guy in the movie is if he's really, really gay. So that way he wasn't intimidating to any of the white guys watching the movie Mannequin. They were like, oh, there's a black dude in the movie. Oh, but don't worry, he's fucking gay. And on top of that, he's like super fucking essential. Like,
you're talking about you're talking about a time in the film industry where there weren't a lot of black leads. The only time there was a black lead was black.
I guess
black
what I'm saying is, where's Wesley Snipes?
He was doing Wildcats when this came out.
There you go.
But I'm not disagreeing with you. I remember Halle Berry talked about, because you know how Halle Berry got into movies, right? She was a model first.
Yeah.
And she would look at this like
her waist was like 0. She never ate anything her entire life. At least so I was told.
Yeah. So she would say that, like, oh, she'd look at the set list for modeling, and it'd be so and so, and then so and so, and then would just say black model, and they would just have her be there. So I can't disagree that when someone made this movie Mannequin, that they were like, we need a black guy, but he's got to be feminine and submissive looking,
Feminine, I say. I like to say feminine.
But I mean, he's not the worst part of this movie, I don't think.
Oh, he's right up there, though.
He's number 2 or 3.
He's enough to plant your fist right through a wall. If you are the type of person who has enough money,
but if we're being honest,
replace drywall, do not see Mannequin.
But if we're being honest, he was the only one good enough to come back for the sequel.
Was he good enough or desperate enough? I like to use the word desperate. Was I good enough to recycle, or was I desperate enough to recycle? Let's think about these things.
So, we're not going to talk about Mannequin 2 on the move. Just, that's for another time. But, what's funny? There's that helicopter. It's okay. We're outside. I don't care. I remember, when I think of Mannequin 2, I also think of Raising Arizona and Big Trouble in Little China. The reason being is because when I was a kid, this is how I saw Mannequin.
Yeah. Is
Fox 11 did not have a lot of original content. So they would do the thing where it's like, don't miss Raising Arizona tomorrow at 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
And they played Mannequin and Big Trouble in China all the fucking time, and I was just like, "What is this?" And then maybe that's where I kind of got my my feeling for this is stupid.
Yeah.
Is watching how lousy this fucking daytime movie is.
Yeah, that could be it. You had more of a disdain for it at the beginning than I had. I had really had a love for it when I grew up. Because, my mom was a junkie for fucking movies and shit. She used to have, like, a crazy library organized. She was, like, she had her own IMDb thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there was that.
Well, I don't know. I've seen your mom's collection. She has a few gems in there. I remember.
Oh, not anymore. Most of them were stolen by my brother, who's now serving life in prison.
You can't see it, but he's got a big giggle grin on his face.
I know, that's horrible. I'm going to burn in the eternal.
You are.
Non-consuming flames.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I'm going to...
In which Lucifer waits for me.
I'm going to hit you. Don't worry about it. Who gives a fuck? As I hit my last
what if there's a maniac on the loose? We're in the middle of doing a podcast.
Good. Species got stronger.
Next thing you know, got weaker if we got taken out. I would plead to the man. Listen,
so,
in the middle of the podcast.
I want you to recommend a good movie and a good bad movie. Something that you think is bad but worth watching, and a movie that's good that's worth watching.
Good. I would say the movie Paint It Black.
What's that? Who's in that? I don't think I know that one.
Sure you do.
Mixture of Echoes?
No, it's you can Google it. It has Mickey Rourke back in the day.
Oh, you mean Fade to Black?
Is that what I said?
Yes, you said Paint to Black.
You know what?
That movie about the guy who kills everybody with
idea.
That was the movie. That's the movie your mom showed us once.
Oh, was it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Where's the guy? He kills everybody with 19 a movie theme.
Yeah, that's something I would consider a good bad movie, where it's like
a good bad movie.
It is. It's a good bad movie. You can't I
think it's just a good movie.
It was it was so low budget, but I mean, because I would have got a better main actor than him. I thought he was a bit. Yeah. He was a bit. How do I say boxy? He was a bit. You can tell he was uncomfortable in the role.
For those of you who don't know, Fade to Black is this movie about a nerd who ends up going psycho and killing some people in movie tropes. Like, he kills his boss pretending to be the mummy. He kills Mickey Rourke pretending to be a cowboy. And Mickey Rourke doesn't have a very big part.
No, he didn't ask enough D's in Hollywood yet.
And that was Mickey Rourke before he was
didn't
famous.
Give enough H's.
Yeah. All right, so that's a good bad movie. What's a good movie?
Oof, a good one. Oddly enough, I gotta say, just because it feels more applicable to the times, Truman Show.
Yeah,
it's a really good movie, and I think it's underrated, even till right now.
Yeah, Truman Show. That's like one of the last Jim Carrey movies I liked because he was funny.
Really?
But because.
So you didn't like Mr. Popper's Penguin?
Fuck.
You son of a bitch. I'm gonna tell your mother about this.
Go ahead. Oh my god. No,
Jeez.
Yes. Fucking.
I dare you to say to his face, I didn't like Mr. Popper's Penguin.
I will.
Hell no.
And then I'll tell him I didn't like Fun with Dick and Jane, which surprisingly some people liked.
I like it. I don't care.
Did you?
Yep.
Get the fuck out
Crucify
of here.
me.
Oh my god, I will.
You don't like the scene where he steals the lawn?
No! Or that scene where they're talking about robbing the bank and they're like, it's a simple... I'm like, you're a fucking mother and father, house father.
Yeah.
You're not fucking bank robbers.
What they're not showing you is in the unedited version, they do a lot of PCP, which Jim Carrey fought to get released, but they're like, all right, we're not releasing the PCP version.
We're getting off topic. So your recommendation for a good movie would be Truman Show, that's a classic. Yeah, you can't say that it's horrible, not at all. There's a lot of good parts to it, a lot of great parts to it. And it's, to me, that was the first time Jim Carrey did a more dramatic role. I prefer that to any of his other dramatic roles because there's still moments of comedy in it.
Oh yeah,
it really bothers me when I see he was a comedian at first, and then became a comedic actor, and then he just do drama, and it's like he had like just done Dumb and Dumber or something like that, right? So for him to jump right into that, for him to just jump right into fucking Truman Show, or I'm sorry, like if he were to do like Eternal Sunshine, I'm like, it's not funny and it's so dry. I just can't handle it. But okay, so Truman Show. All right, are you ready for the final challenge?
Jeez. Oh, jeez, Margie. Hopefully it comes with the true coat. All right, yeah. I think I'm ready.
All right. So on this show, it's beer and bad movies, and we've been drinking B minus beer. Are you ready for the final challenge? Look at me, damn it.
I'm gonna summon my inner Ebert. Yes.
On this podcast, we drink shit beer, even though today is not too shitty of a beer. However, you could be drinking a better beer.
Good.
Now, if all you have to do is play the movie game. The movie game is a very simple game. It's name 10 movies of an actor or actress. Only rule is you cannot do franchises. I'll give an example again. Shut up. An example, Robert Downey Jr. You could say Iron Man, but you cannot say Captain America Civil War or Avengers.
Yep.
Because it's all the same role.
Yep. Same character.
So, I'm going to cut this off for 30 seconds, and I'm going to let you think of 10 roles.
This is unreal.
10 roles.
You're a barbarian.
Of Brad Pitt.
Oof.
Now, 30 seconds begins now. You will have 1 minute.
Okay.
To name 10 Brad Pitt movies. Are you ready?
I think I am.
Okay, here we go.
Sorry.
Oof, right in my face, you prick. Oof. My mouth was open. All right. Give me 10. Ready? And you have 1 minute. And if you win, you get a Newcastle beer.
And if I don't, I just walk away.
Yes, exactly.
This is BS.
From your own house. And ready? And go.
Thelma and Louise. The Mexican. Where the red fern grows. River runs through it. There's that's not fair. The Inglourious Bastards, 7. 7 Years in Tibet, Legends of the Fall, Spy Games, and goddamn Brad Pitt. And the other one were the casinos. Ocean's 11.
Okay. One of those I'm not sure of. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to your head to think of another one. The Red Fern, whatever. I've never heard of that one.
Oh, you bastard! You got to see it. You can't pretend like you don't know. Let me think of another Brad Pitt.
Oh, look! I just checked it. Yes, it is there. Very good. You had 9 seconds. So, congratulations. You won Newcastle.
I'm trying to think of other Brad Pitt movies.
You could have said Cool World.
Oh, you piece of shit. Cool
fucking,
World.
Moneyball.
Moneyball.
Meet Joe Black. Interview with a Vampire. Fight Club.
I would have thought of those.
You didn't, though.
But I would have.
All right, we've been talking about
it
30 minutes.
It's the pressure. It's the pressure of the 60 seconds.
Well, you had 30 seconds to think before I even answered.
Yeah, that's true. You're going to edit out me thinking, right?
No, I'm not. I'm not. All right.
Maybe people just believe I'm fucking fast.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. I hope you enjoyed us talking about Mannequin and that there is. Good night.
Yeah.